Who are you looking for? I am a student. I want to rent a house. How did you know I had an extra room? I've been looking for days. And asked door to door. After confirming Xiaoma's identity, the old lady gave him a key to the room. But what he saw was a room full of mess. Although the environment is simple, but the location is good. This is also the only thing the poor student, the only one he could afford. But the old lady in the room had already expected everything. You see, he will come to talk to me soon. The price can be too low. The location is good, but not too high, a poor student. Then Xiaoma found the old lady and prepared to discuss the price. How much? 200. Too expensive. Find another place. 160. 200 is fine. Or forget it. Seeing that the old lady was unwilling to budge, Ma could only take out the little money he had left. To improve the quality of life, Ma specially decorated the room. He not only used bricks to repair the leaky walls, but also polished the blurry windows. In this way, the originally dilapidated and deserted yard became lively because of Xiaoma's arrival. This made the lonely old lady, she felt more comforted. It's so strange. For decades, the yard has never been so lively. After cleaning the room, Ma sold all the waste in the house. But the shrewd old lady found out. What did you sell from my house? Scrap. I still need them. In desperation, Ma had to return the money to her. But it's the cold winter. The weather in Beijing is particularly biting. In the early morning, Ma wanted to wash up, but found the tap was frozen. When he was worried about his lack of life experience, the old lady with limited mobility used her cane to knock on the window. Boiling water. Under the old lady's guidance, the frozen tap was successfully thawed. When Ma was about to borrow the old lady's kitchen to cook, but was rejected on the spot. Do you need a new gas cylinder? Live without relying on the old lady's face. Ma immediately bought an induction cooker. But the old lady laughed at him. What did you buy? An induction cooker. Isn't it power consuming? Electricity is more expensive than gas. Ha ha ha. As the old lady said, the water in the pot hadn't boiled yet. The meter on the wall was spinning faster than a clock. Seeing this, Ma had no choice but to unplug the plug. One day, Ma came over and wanted to use the old lady's landline to make a call, and the old lady agreed readily. But Ma made a lot of calls, and made the calls in a short while. As soon as he hung up, he was stopped by the old lady. Hey. Pay 3 cents. The call just now is free for you. From now on, it will be charged. Same as outside. Don't let it go like this. Why should I pay? In order to make it convenient to make calls, Ma suggested connecting a phone line in his room. The two would share the monthly phone bill. But the old lady thought it was not cost effective because she doesn't make many phone calls. So Ma came up with a good idea. How much is your monthly phone bill? A little over 30. How about you pay 30 yuan per month? Don't pay more. I'll pay the rest. How about it? I think it's okay. With the old lady's consent, Ma finally got the phone he wanted. But when she asked to borrow the refrigerator, she was embarrassed by the old lady again. Can I use your refrigerator? Then you have to pay me a little electricity bill. Or you can buy me a big carp. I love carp the most. It's not much to buy one. It was bitterly cold at night. Ma was so cold that he had to put on his coat to fall asleep. In the morning, he bought an alive big carp for the old lady and took the opportunity to propose to set up a stove. But the old lady said, the room is too small and maybe, or gas poisoning. I'm so old and still have to save you. How troublesome it is. Just bear with it. Winter is almost over. I'll buy a small house when I have money, so it won't be cold. Seeing that the old lady was so unfeeling, Ma secretly bought an electric heater. At night, when the old lady was asleep, he secretly connected the wires to his room. The next day, when Ma came back from school, he found the phone line on the wall was cut off. Too angry, he went to argue with the old lady, but the old lady argued back. She was disturbed by his call in the middle of the night. In a fit of rage, he took a ladder and prepared to connect the wires. The old lady threatened him that if he connected the phone, she would ask him to leave immediately. You see, I pay the phone bill. You'd call like crazy. You are a bad old lady. No wonder no one serves you. You are a not-so-good girl. No boy will marry you. You can't control me. There are people who are blind. You rate a rude girl, Ma. You make me angry. Ma's words made the old lady feel chest tightness. This scene scared the pony on the ladder. So he quickly took out medicine for the old lady. But the old lady who recovered didn't thank him, but insisted on driving him away. After hearing that, Ma ran out angrily to find a house, and completely forgot the electric heater was still on. Fortunately, the old lady smelled the fox. She immediately called the police. On one hand, after searching for a house outside, he didn't find a suitable one, so he could only return to the yard in disgrace, but found that the hut had been sealed. Ma wanted to question the old lady, but the old lady was so angry that she couldn't speak, stealing the exercise machine, and stealing our electricity. Look how angry she is. I'm so angry that I lost my teeth. I tell you, the whole alley has been cut off. My house will catch fire. Do you want to burn me to death? After hearing that, Ma knew he was wrong and naturally lost his temper. Then he went to the police station to pay the fine. After coming out, Ma cried like a child. After the old lady knew that Ma was looking for a house, She also taunted him. Where are you going? Find a house, find a basement. Don't regret it. Once you leave here, it has nothing to do with you. Why don't you leave? Why are you still dawdling here? Go away and look at you. What's there to see? You're just a dried-up old woman. You're almost 90, and not many are as shrewd as you. How can I be shrewd? You race so calculating. How could I calculate? You're the one who calculates. You're so calculating at such a young age. You'll be a fox when you're old. I'm making a reasonable request. You don't overcharge everyone. Fortunately, no one came, or they would all run away. I'm so stupid. I'm the one who came. After that, Xiaoma got up to find a house. But as he walked to the door, he met a man who was the old lady's grandson. Ma was curious at this time, because it was the first time since he moved in, the first time he saw the old lady's relatives. When Xiaoma came back in the afternoon, he found the phone line had been connected. It turned out that it was the old lady's grandson. The days passed day by day in quarrels. Every morning, the old lady would knock her cane hard. The main reason is that she is afraid Xiaoma will be late, and her attitude towards Ma also improved. I have some fruit in my house. Do you want to eat? My grandson brought them. What does your grandson do? He studies computers. He looks like he's studying this. How is he? He doesn't have a girlfriend yet. I haven't decided yet. My grandson has a good personality. Okay, then you can introduce them. Although the old lady knew that Xiaoma was joking, their relationship has been eased since then. When bored, he also likes to teach Xiaoma. I have another room. See if you like it. If you like, you can change. When Ma saw the new room, he was instantly dumbfounded. Huh. Don't you like black? A few days before the Spring Festival, Ma went to buy some things for the Spring Festival. When he got home, he tirelessly decorated the yard. He not only pasted festive window grilles on the windows, but also hung red lanterns all over the yard. This made the lonely old lady feel the warmth of family again. But the good times didn't last long. The next day, Xiaoma angrily found the old lady. It turned out that when he paid the phone bill, he found that there was an extra 300 which made Xiaoma think the old lady was deliberately mean. But the old lady was unaware of it. When did I make long-distance calls? I said I didn't make the call. What's going on? Then who do you ask? I didn't, only you did. You forgot. I didn't make the call and I didn't forget to pay. Why should I pay? I don't listen. Hang up the phone. Never use it again. Why should you pay for the phone? So you should pay. What's wrong with me? Why do I always have to bear it? You are too selfish. We can't even discuss anything. I want to talk to you. You cut off the phone line. Gas is not allowed. And I have to pay for water, oil, and electricity. To bullying. Who bullied you? Little girl. What are you shouting in front of me? I just want to. You bully me. I am not a millionaire. Why should I take the blame? It's New Year's Eve. If you keep yelling, I'll have a heart attack. You make me so angry. You raise so annoying. You know what call you made yourself. And you still blame me. I'll refund you the room. Don't stay here. Xiaoma cried after hearing that. He thought the old lady only cared about the people. The old lady didn't think so. After all, she has eaten more salt than she has eaten rice. Ma was so angry that he turned around and ran out. But the old lady was angry at the moment, while saying harsh words, and with her cane. The lanterns that Xiaoma hung up with great efforts. Down. But when the old lady calmed down, her grandson told her that she had called. The old lady knew she had wrongly blamed Xiaoma and realized that she had spoken too harshly. So she asked her best friend to buy lanterns and hung them up one by one with her cane. But Ma was still angry and didn't come back. The old lady looked at the lanterns all over the yard and hoped to see Ma's figure. In the blink of an eye, it was New Year's Eve. Her best friend specially made her favorite fish. But she had no appetite. And her eyes kept looking out the window. And just then, the old lady's long-awaited Xiaoma finally came back. But he was still angry at this time. No matter how the old lady inside shouted, he pretended not to hear. Then he turned around and went back to his room. Seeing this, the old lady had to stand outside, gently tapped on his door with her cane, to express her apologies in this dazzling fireworks. During this silent New Year's Eve dinner, they made up. They made up in a blink of an eye. The relationship between the old and the young has warmed up. That day, Xiaoma woke up the old lady who was napping. It turned out that the school had assigned homework, and the assignment was to record the old lady's day. The old lady didn't say anything at this time, but cooperated with the pony to help him complete the homework. She toasted the steamed buns on the stove as usual, stretching and basking in the sun in the yard. After all, the old lady was old. The things she can do every day are limited. It's boring and monotonous. No, think about what else to do. Wake up, sleep, rest, eat after eating, and then sleep. No, I have to think again. Yes. Take it. I've taken it. Pretend to take it. I don't know. Think again. Nothing else. When I'm bored, I hope water filter a wrong door visitor. Knocking on the door can make me talk. Otherwise, my language ability will be uncomfortable after hearing that. The old lady he thought was arrogant was actually incredibly lonely. Then he went to film the old lady's best friend from her mouth. Learned about the old lady's life full of ups and downs. This old lady is extraordinary. She was a soldier and rescued the wounded. Smoked opium. Her husband passed away. She passed away the second year of marriage. She had no children in her life. She adopted a daughter. What are you talking about me? I heard it all. Don't talk behind people's backs. During dinner. The old lady deliberately said the food was not tasty because Ma was making trouble. But her best friend said it was delicious after the shooting. The old lady stopped Xiao Ma. You don't pay? What money? No money. Will it be on TV? Then why did you bother me? From that day on, Ma completely regarded the old lady as his own family and put things in the refrigerator without saying hello. When it's hot, Ma would lie on the bed with all four paws up. The old lady just complained a few words. Look at you now. This is your home. And do whatever you want. You'll kick me out in the future. At first, he wore a military coat with his face red from the cold, sitting pitifully at my feet. Please. Please. Please lower the price. In the old lady's nagging, Xiao Ma fell asleep deeply, but soon. The old lady's snoring came to his ears. Seeing that he was sleeping soundly, Xiao Ma began to sneakily prepare to take the bird's nest. He was caught by the old lady. What? Kneel down and get out. I'll go to the bird's nest to tell you. Who taught you that? To make the old lady happy. Ma would deliberately make faces to tease her, while teaching him a lesson. She took out the eggs she was reluctant to eat. One day, Ma had a sudden idea. Decided to change the layout of the old lady's room. The result. But it made the old lady unable to find anything. Xiao Ma. Where's the paper with the phone number? Where is my medicine? Ma? Where is my thick coat? In desperation, he had to restore the room to its previous state, but Xiao Ma was not giving up. He thought the old lady's room, so he put up posters on his wall. But in a few days, the old lady found him again, saying she couldn't sleep every day looking at them. Under the old lady's Xiao Ma had to tear down the posters, but he asked the old lady to keep one. But at this time, Ma took a fancy to one of the old lady's paintings. I want to exchange with you. You keep this one, and I'll take this one. But in a few days, the old lady found Xiao Ma again. It was because since she took the painting, the old lady felt empty and into insomnia. So Xiao Ma had to return it, and took his poster in anger. Thank you. That day, Ma returned to the courtyard in the pouring rain. It turned out that he had a quarrel with his boyfriend. Seeing this, the old lady came to comfort him with an umbrella. But Ma was crying in the room. When the old lady woke up the next day, she found that pony had disappeared, which made the old lady worried. So she called the school where Ma was studying, but the school didn't have any news about him. Even her boyfriend, who quarreled with her, didn't know where he was. For this, she even made a bed in the yard. A few days later, Ma, who had disappeared for a long time, which made the old lady finally breathe a sigh of relief. She was thin and dumb, but her tone was full of love and concern. Why do you all have the same style? Why did you just leave? Without even calling. The young man slept at the door for several days. He said he couldn't stand missing you. Why are you so cruel? You race so cruel. I feel sorry for him. How could you do this? This is not good. In the days that followed, Xiao Ma not only washed the old lady's hair, but also often massaged her back. The two gradually changed from tenants and became the closest people. Time flies, and autumn comes. The leaves on the trees began to turn yellow. And Ma's boyfriend found a bigger and better house, and they decided to live together. To avoid making the old lady sad, Xiao Ma moved while she was sleeping. When the old lady saw that Ma's room was empty, her feelings were self-evident. Jianmin left. Jianmin left. It's all empty. But what Xiao Ma moved out was not the house, but the spiritual pillar of the old lady. Soon after, Xiao Ma received a call from his old best friend. It turned out that the old lady's grandson was getting married. To make room for the wedding room, the old lady had to move to the countryside in the suburbs, and her greatest wish was to see Xiao Ma again. After learning this, hurried back to the small courtyard. As you left, she fell ill. She kept talking about you. I don't want to leave. I will visit you often. And the old lady became thinner due to the pain. She even needed help to walk. Before leaving, she looked at Xiao Ma with eyes full of reluctance. She wanted to say something, but couldn't express it. But the adopted daughter was sarcastic. She's not so close to her own family. She only lived with an outsider for a few days, and she's so reluctant. It's weird. Watching the old lady left by car, Xiao Ma felt like a needle was pricking his heart. After you left, the old lady has been talking about you. I think, why not take the old lady to your home? Recently, Xiao Ma often takes a car. He often travels between the city and the countryside. The old lady also lost her ability to see her frozen red face. He remembered the scene when they first met, and tears couldn't stop flowing. Xiao Ma looked at the once strong old lady. Now she was as wronged as a child. On the way back, he couldn't hold back and started crying. One day, Xiao Ma received a call that the old lady didn't expect that the meeting would turn out to be a farewell. Then, Xiao Ma came to the yard where they once lived. The small courtyard was no longer as shabby as before, but was completely renovated. Was covered with the word she. Although life is just about daily necessities, but true feelings is precisely in these bits and pieces of life. Then he quietly closed the door. This is not only a farewell, but also a reluctance to part with the old lady.